It's like Baba is asking the soul, what can be more interesting for you? Than your innate nature. You, the seed of life. In all experiences, the one that enlivens all thoughts and images. That's why Baba brings the interest back to the one who is aware. Away from that which you are aware of. What is so fascinating about the objects? Is a thought and a feeling more interesting than Baba and your truth? Is the image in the mind more interesting than the imageless Baba and the self? From the perspective of the thought, consciousness is not real. Because it's not an objective experience. It's not something that can be heard, felt, smelled, touched, seen, tasted. So, from the perspective of a thought, consciousness is not real. And thought is sound. That is why Baba says, soul is always beyond sound, always beyond thought. Sound is an experience within the soul, within the silence of the being. That is why you can never bring attention to yourself. You can direct your attention to a thought, to a sensation, to a feeling, but never to yourself. Because the ever present aliveness is the source of that attention. So Baba says, bring your attention to me, but not as an object, not as a thought. Baba is not a thought. Baba is not a sound. Silence. Ocean of silent peace. Silent love. And we can only sink our attention back to ourselves and to Baba. It's like physical world of mind, images and thoughts, and Baba and I. Everything is within me, but just for understanding, seeing it. That I'm beyond the physical, beyond thoughts and images and feelings. Behind these fleeting feelings, there is Baba and I. So, experience of all these worlds is within me. In a way, I'm not at a distance from anything. And yet, I see and create artificially a distance between myself and the thoughts and feelings. They are made up of me. But just to break this fascination, with the world of sound, which is the world of my mind. And know my silence, which is undisturbed by the sound of thoughts and feelings. Undisturbed. I am imperturbable peace. No sound of any thought, no images, no relationships, no activities can disturb this peace. The peace that gets disturbed is a state of mind. Which means Every activity, every moment is pervaded by my imperturbable peace. Acknowledged or not, it never disappears. Do we know the implications of knowing? Have we recognized the implications of knowing? That I'm the knower of all experiences? Even the experience that your body mind may be having right now, it's pervaded with your imperturbable, undisturbable peace. It was like that 2 minutes ago. It was like that 20 years ago, 2 decades ago. It has always been like that. Even if you had the most densest clouds and storms of peacelessness, restlessness, you, the imperturbable peace, never disappeared. Do you see its implication of this recognition? You can never disappear, which means your love and your peace can never disappear. No matter what information your mind body is giving you, you're unstainable. They may appear to color you, but they can't overwhelm you. because you can never disappear. You're ever present. You can have no past and future to your peace and to your love and your truth. The feeling of peace and love which has a past, or which can be more or less in the future, is a state of mind. Know the I that exists always, eternally, forever. That I am experiencing sensations of my feet, or I am hearing the sound of the car horn, or that I that is feeling the backache, or the I that is experiencing a beautiful sunset. That I is the element that never changes in all these experiences. That I is that me. And when I know that, recognize that, then that peace, that undisturbable peace, ever present peace, is continuing through every activity. Could be making a cup of coffee, could be gardening, could be cooking, presenting a project. Did you shift or change in any way? Your ever present, undisturbable peace You could have been in a frenzy of actions, or could have been sitting silently on a couch. You're ever present. Unconditional, not based on some condition of the mind or some actions or activities. Unconditionally, that loving background of all the activities. You've never gone anywhere, and you will never go anywhere, because you can never step away from yourself. That's why it's said, you will be wherever you go. You'll be there. Can you see this? You can't help but be yourself. That unchanging, never disappearing, always present. Peace. Oh, silence. Somebody asked me, sister, why do you put the picture of these ghosts and not stars? I said, don't you see the beauty in it? Hmm? Being with Baba, it's like it's exposing all these deep-seated beliefs. And there's such beauty in it. At least this one finds. There's such beauty in these things getting exposed in front of Baba. Yeah. Today's Murli had lots of beautiful things in it. For you, yesterday's Murli. Yeah. And truly, I find when I can see all of this exposed in front of Baba, and I'm not pushing them away, and I'm really embracing them, I find I can know and recognize I am this beautiful being. So I find beauty in stars, I find beauty in ghosts, I find beauty in everything. Yeah. As Baba, as we've all heard this phrase, no? Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Right? There is beauty.
Om Shanti, sister.
Shanti.
Our today's blessing is whatever you did in the meditation today.
Oh,
Our,
is it?
it's too much. I felt you were just reading it and going through into it.
Ah.
साइलेंस की जो महसूसता की शक्ति है वो बाबा ने बताया है, उससे आपको जनरेट करना है एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वी went through.
Oh, okay.
But tell me one importance of these ghostly figures. Maybe you are, sticking in your own that ultimate peaceful essence, but we might, although I didn't see that screen, touch wood. Now I saw when you said it's really a bit scary. Mind says that. And then so many ghosts are popping out from me. I don't know which one to offer to Baba. And you have put all the ghosts, of yours, and ours is unlimited. What to do? And that somehow looking at the ghost, your peace is somewhere, somewhere.
Yeah. Actually, those who can see the ghosts with love, they are the ones who are experiencing their undisturbable peace.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
sense in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is why this one loves ghosts. In the sense, they are just part of me as much as even angels. I don't mind either angels or ghosts within me. Yeah. So that is why. So whenever a ghost comes up in the form of some feeling, let's say, some kind of very restless feeling in the mind, I will just see that with Baba and I'll say, I exist even before restlessness feeling came. I'm there even when it's present right now. And I will continue to be even when this restless feeling goes away, or whenever it goes away, or whenever it merges. But I am still present. Nothing is happening to me. So, how can ghosts threaten me? Can they threaten you? They can't threaten you. You're indestructible. So, nothing can threaten you. Yeah?
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti.
So when we talk about these ghosts, we also include the body sensations, like Baba says, matter over mind, right? But when these sensations are very intense, let's say there is some very intense pain, you know, like that peace, that undisturbable self is not, it's not getting harmed internally, and you know this, but those sensations are have completely overpowered you in a sense that the
Yes.
energy that is moving inside, that like you just said in the meditation, that is you. We create a distance, but that energy is also, a part of the self only,
It's,
right?
yeah,
S-
it's within you.
yeah. So when there is such intense movement and sensations and pain and all, how do you see that?
Uh-huh. So, like, for example, when this one has had fever or body aches or a lot of pain in the body, not, I mean, as I'd shared in one of the classes, there was a time when there was a doctors, they were drilling holes in this one's skull to do some surgery, right? As I had mentioned in the past. Um, Actually, the feeling was that I honestly at that time did not have much knowledge also, but there was other practices that this one was doing, other spiritual practices that this one was doing, and and it's like somebody is taking a drill and then drilling it in your head and then putting those nails in your head. And I was honestly completely fearless, if you can say that. Yeah, completely fearless. There was somewhere internally that feeling that, internally that knowing was there that, yes, there is these sensations and there's a throbbing because it's like somebody's drilling, literally drilling holes in your skull. Yeah, but there was that feeling that it is not going to be there forever. Yeah. And at that time, I didn't know soul and I'm undisturbable and all that. But there was this very clear feeling that it's not there forever. So it's my choice. How do I see this? Yeah. And at that time, it was like literally, I'm smiling and they're doing their task. And the doctor is saying, I've not seen a patient who's smiling when somebody is drilling holes in their head. But when you know internally that nothing is permanent experience, it's a constantly changing experience, right? Then somewhere there's this very strong innate nature of the soul. It is another experience, and this too shall pass whenever it has to. This too shall, so you don't really need a lot of gyan for it, I find personally from my own experience. Yeah.
Or even if they don't pass, like you said, what if I have to live with this for till the last breath, then
Which I did
also.
not know, because I did not know at the time whether it will be every year you would have to do it, or it will be gone, I had no clue at that time. But the thing was, whatever it will be, it won't be the same in intensity. And I can bet intensity of it varies, right? It's not always the same pain with same intensity. It's my thoughts. Then later I came to know it's my thoughts that are imposing and adding to the intensity of the pain, actually. Oh, it's unbearable. Oh, it's overwhelming. It's too much. I can't take this anymore now. That is adding to your pain. More than the pain itself, it is these thoughts which add to the intensity. And if we can see it in our experience, right? We can really see it in our experience. Where is the pain? Close your eyes and just see, where is the pain? I can see from your experience, it's just a sensation, right? But the word label pain is just in your mind. And the stories it's creating about the future of that pain is in your mind in the form of thoughts. Right? And at that time, I know this one's part had just a newborn baby. Right? In this one's part. So there was no fear, what if I die and who will take? I had no clue and I didn't care. I just didn't care. It was like, more like, I don't know what it was, but it was there. It's, how the soul knows internally without even knowledge. So certain things the soul knows. But there wasn't that much, there wasn't any fear what will happen, who will take care of this baby. Somehow I knew if I don't, somebody will. Somebody will take care. You are quite dispensable. That was very clear. So then the pain, those things didn't really matter much. And I think these kind of worries and thoughts and anxieties, they add to the intensity of the physical pain also. It's the stories behind it that add to the physical pain. It's not the physical pain per se. Yeah.
But
So
there is change in the movement of, there is change in
yeah,
the energy,
yeah.
right? There's a change in the physical energy.
There's complete change. I did not know who will cook and feed me. Right. Nothing was known. A lot of unknowns, but wonderful unknowns. Yeah, wonderful. That's the beauty. If I knew everything, it would be boring. It's beauty in this drama. I don't know anything. What will happen next moment? I could be bedridden. And in this one's case, it can come again any moment. But I don't care. If it comes, it was supposed to be. We'll see at that time. In this moment, what it is, the fact right now, in this moment, let me see that. That is most relevant. What is the truth of this moment? Is it there right now? I don't know, but right now it feels like it's not. That's about it. Now my mind doesn't go there.
Sister Shantanu, brother was just clapping, hearing your
Ah.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Sister, there are times what Sister Neha is saying, the feeling is so much, it's so overpowering that there are times the pain is like, you know it and you can
Look at
manage it.
that pain and see what is the story attached. Who will take care of me? Who will do all the work? What will happen to my office work? Who will take care of my family? Who will cook my next meal? That is more worrying.
Absolutely. That happens.
And
That
that is
happens.
what is the cause of your pain.
Or like, I cannot move. I need
cannot
water. Who
move.
will?
What if
Yeah.
I get bedridden? I can't, nobody's there to even give me water. This one तो doesn't care only. अरे आना होगा तो पानी आ जाएगा मुंह में ड्रामा के अनुसार. नहीं आना होगा तो नहीं आएगा. We'll see at that time. Who cares? Who knows? Why to take my mind in this direction of presumptions?
Yeah, the story goes, yes.
Yeah, it's the story that creates fear and panic, and that adds to the pain of the body. And it doesn't matter. It didn't mean that I didn't care for the body. I actually really cared. And that is why I didn't care. Does that make sense? That is why I didn't bring my attention to it.
You didn't care for the stories,
I
basically.
didn't care for the stories in my mind. Somehow there is not that fear of what will happen. It will happen. Whatever has to happen will happen. When it's fixed, why worry? Now it's even more, now it's even more refined.
Yeah, mind start creating stories.
Mind creates stories and fears and panic and worry. And what if I become bedridden? So what? Good, no? If somebody has to, earlier I used to feel, I don't want anybody to take care of my body. I don't ever want to be in that position. That would be the worst thing that could happen to me. Yeah. And now I feel that Baba's, yeah, if somebody has that part to play of taking care of this body, then they have to. That's okay. That's fine. And that's okay too with me. That would be their part. Why should I deprive them of their part? If this body has to be bedridden, it has to be bedridden. It's okay. What's the big deal? You're not your body. What's the big deal?
You know, sister, in 74, Avyak Murli, Baba said, Sakshipan ka takht ka taj pehnao, to means you'll become carefree empress, befikr Basha. If you are wearing the throne, Baba is making you, the heading of the Murli is that only. If you're wearing the throne of detached observer, then you're enjoying being carefree empress or emperor.
Absolutely.
So that's what everything from you is, I mean, telling us you have that intoxication of wearing that throne of, detached observer. Then every moment is carefree empress, whatever happened.
Whatever
Sister,
happened.
why you have to think? Listen, why you have to think like, if anyone is going to serve you at the end of your journey, let it be. Why? What is the necessary
Because
part?
in the past, my feeling before I came into Gyan was, I do not ever want anybody to take care of my body. Yeah. There was a subtle feeling then. But after coming into Gyan, it was like, if they have to, that's their part, they will have to. Sorry, I can't help you, but you will have to take care of this body. That will be your part. If it's a nurse or whatever it may be, it will be your part. Yeah. Because this one has, before it came into, no, after coming into Gyan, I remember I was visiting, a visiting nurse, kind of just helping those souls who were in old aged bodies, who were in the midst of leaving, who were just about to leave their bodies, right? And the VNA, the Visiting Nurse Association. So would go and meet these souls who were bedridden completely. Such different attitudes I found for those who were really believing in God and for those who did not believe in God, even in whichever way they believed in God. The ones who believed in God had such a surrendered attitude. I can't tell you. And the ones who had no belief of any God, they were so bitter and so dissatisfied with their situation. They were always complaining and crying about their pain in their body. And there was one who really, really believed in Christ. And she did not take any medication for her cancer. And she was just like, I want to live in remembrance of Christ. These medications will not let me remember Christ. And she would bear the pain stoically, very happily. Tubes were hanging all over her body.
So beautiful, right, sister? Just like,
Yeah.
just the thought of it, like she's so eager to be one with God
Yeah,
that
that's
she's
all.
like, she doesn't care what is happening. These are like toys and instruments around her.
Absolutely, absolutely. And she was going to the restroom with the tubes hanging down her nose and her arms and her legs, and then she's walking happily to the restroom. It's just a matter of shift of understanding and knowing. And that is why I find true bhakti is as good as gyan. Real, true, unadulterated. That soul's love for Christ was so deep, so deep. And then there were other one who did not believe in Christ. She was part of Christian community. So they asked me to read Bible to her. And I was in Gyan. I said, okay, Bible helps, then I will read Bible. And I'm reading that Bible to her. And I'm seeing, wow, this is what Baba says.
Same thing, sister. This one realized, this one has a friend who is Mohammedan, and she's like, we in Quran, they always say there is only one God. And
Yeah.
couple of other things that she mentioned, and this one was like, wow, all the religions, it's actually funneling into the one thing. It's not like separate, it's just the interpretation how people.
No, at the end of the day, they are believing in Christ, which is another human being. That's different. And being with Baba is different. We can't equate the two, definitely not. But all I'm saying is true bhakti is also very beautiful thing to see in this time of the um, cycle of drama.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's the same as being with Baba. Definitely not. But it's a beautiful thing to see how when somebody is in love with even with the idea of God and truly in love with that idea of God, it can really help you see things very differently in life. Which even if as a Brahmin, I'm not really knowing Baba as Baba, I may not even have that attitude. Yeah. So that is why really knowing that everything is fixed is not just a mental thing. It is real understanding to know that there's a beauty in everything, in the ghosts in you, in the angels in you, in the pains and aches and everything in your body. Everything is beautiful. all the challenges, all the ups and downs in your mind and body and the world and the situation, nothing can be more beautiful than the way it is. Isn't it? Yes, Shantanu?
Didi, I had a question. Like Baba was conducting commentary by you. So Baba said ki you are completely different from your thought, that temporary pleasure and that temporary happiness. And we are always in the search of happiness, bliss, like that. And you said, yeah, like Baba said, ki we are completely detached from this and we are a still being and we are a silence being.
Yeah.
So the question is, uh, this mind always ask ki how could I be so much silence? Like this part is so much addicted to that temporary pleasure. Like let me tell you ki I don't know, but yes, even my friends whose part is of my age, so we are so much, I think, dependent to the things, even this laptop, from this phone, to get happiness from everything.
Mm?
So, and it is true that we get temporary, what you can say, temporary spark from these all things. So one thing is that my uh, truth is this, which is very good, and I love that. But the temporary spark is even um, attracting me
More
towards it.
fascinating and attractive, is it?
Yeah,
Is
yeah. I don't know. I had so much story in my mind for everything, even from this mouse to this laptop to that phone, everything. Matlab, I don't know why do we create so much story. Now I am seeing because all the time I'm watching my thoughts. So it has created every every time a story for everything.
Yeah.
And that is and
Now, this is very important. When we say you are the observer of your thoughts, doesn't mean that we are observing our thoughts. Being the observer of thoughts means that be aware that you are the awareness within which this activity of thoughts is happening. But I'm not really like a cat watching a mouse. I'm not watching my thoughts. I'm interested in the nature of my truth, that undisturbable, thoughtless nature of my truth, which can be aware of it, but totally undisturbed by it. So my attention and interest is in my silent truth rather than in what my thoughts are saying, right? So we are creating a distance in the sense, as we said, artificial distance between who am I and my thoughts. So because today we are one with our mind, right? That is how we live. We live as though we are one with our mind. And it's like, it's not just a thought of sadness, we experience sadness in our body also, right? There's a sensation of sadness in the body, and that's what makes the whole experience real. True? But the whole thing is because we are one with our experience today, we are just creating an artificial distance. There is no distance between soul and its experience. There is no distance because all experience is made up of the soul. But we are just creating a distance so that I can know my true nature beyond the mind and the body's experience. Right? And then once I know my true nature beyond the sadness of the mind and the experience of the body, which is taking that temporary pleasure of that iPod or whatever, that very gross form of computer or whatever it is, it's okay. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I am aware of my mind taking temporary pleasure out of this gadget. We are not in conflict with our experience. Baba is not teaching us to be in conflict with anything. He's saying you are ahimsa paramo dharma. You are the most non-violent being. How can you be in conflict with your experiences? You're not in conflict with the experience of your mind, which is liking this idea of, and there's nothing wrong with using computer, by the way. We all use computer and we all use iPads and we use this physical world and the body, all of it for Baba's service. Right? And even in your case, even for your school studies, you have to use it. It's not bad. Technology is not bad. Gadgets are not bad. Physical world is not bad. You need all these things because you're using it for God's service. Even you're going to college, you need a body, right? I mean, it's a fact, no? So we are,
Yeah. But sometimes we don't use it in a good way, and sometimes we use it for games like that games which is not so good. It's not good for our like spiritual study too.
that's fine. If even if the game, the desire to play a game on the computer,
That's desired, very, very
desire.
intense desire,
That's
very intense.
That's
And
okay.
you
That's fine.
get
Nothing wrong with it.
overpowered with that.
Not because somewhere I should not have this desire. Why did this desire come? And now it will become stronger. Now it will become stronger. Somewhere this guilt, I should not be feeling like this. I should not be feeling like that. It will become even worse now. No, if there's a desire, be with Baba. See that beautiful, friendly ghost called desire. And that desire is saying that I really, really want to play this game. And I can feel it in every cell of my body. I want to play this game.
Yes, I want that. I
I
just
really
need
want
right
it.
now.
Yeah. And the mind is saying it out loud. I really want it. It's okay. You be that silent observer. That's why I put Baba and I in the midst of those ghosts. Right? Friendly ghosts. So Baba and I are together and we are seeing that friendly ghost and saying, and it's really becoming stubborn in front of Baba. And it's saying to Baba, I really want to play it. I cannot not play it. If I don't play it, I'll go crazy. I can't even go to my next step of studying my studies. To that
Yes,
extent. Yeah? It's okay.
at that time, it will overpower the Baba's feeling. It will show that ki, I am everything right
I
now.
am
You
everything.
don't have
That's
you
okay.
don't have Baba's feeling. You don't have Baba's love. You
That's
nothing.
okay.
You don't have
That's fine.
anything.
That's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. And that is why you need to know at that time that you with Baba is just ever present love, watching that feeling with Baba with so much love, like a stubborn child, really throwing tantrums and really wanting that game to be played. And that's okay. Who are you? Be interested in you. That's all Baba is saying. Going beyond sound is that. Know your truth beyond sound is this truth. That child that is crying inside, really, I want it. No matter what. I just want it.
Yeah,
Right?
it's for this. I had a experience too, like in a college, everyone was playing, everyone was watching like this. But what I thought at that time, what did I thought, I have to make my prestige because now I am a Baba's child. So I'm not going to play in front of them. So at that time I used this, I'm completely detached from these all things. I came in my originality.
Oh,
As I came in my originality, that disappeared from my mind. I don't know where that was.
absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful.
But I can't control that when I'm alone. At that time, it said nobody is watching you,
Moment
just
you
play.
try to control, it will overpower you. What you resist will persist. The moment you try to control, it takes power. Because somewhere you have identified that desire to be you.
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
did a lot. Like I was like, no, I'm a very good player. I'm good. I'm good in everything. So I was doing everything at
Uh-huh.
that time. Now I'm saying I'm not that. So
Mhm.
uska ego is getting so much hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And that is why in that moment, just Step away from that desire. You are not away from home that you are with Baba. Just little bit step back, a little bit more. That's why we are saying that's the artificial distance. There is no distance. Desire is made up of the soul only. But just create that artificial distance. It's okay. Step away. There's a strong desire. Just silently step back. Trace your way back. You're not focusing and concentrating and putting your attention somewhere. No, just relax your attention back into you. Yeah? Just relax your attention back into you. And you see that you're just silently seeing that stubborn child throwing tantrums, and you're with Baba. And your interest is in your truth, which is absolutely silent, loving, and peaceful, beyond the sound of the desire. That's who you are. Now, you know your nature is ever-present peace. So you are not getting disturbed. The one who's getting disturbed is not you. Who's the one who's getting disturbed is just another thought.
Yes, that's also a thought.
Yeah, that's just a thought. And because it's attached to the sensations in the body, it feels extremely real in that moment. Yeah? I refrain from this vocabulary, and I don't use this vocabulary much of the child, the inner child and all, because it's very overused and highly confused with the soul also. Another thought talking as inner child, talking to another thought. I kind of refrained from it, but here it felt appropriate, so I used it. Yeah, but I kind of refrained from it. Yeah, because highly overused and abused, this inner child and all that. Yeah, but it's really just you, and there's just a thought that is crying. It's just a thought that is crying. And you, the being with Baba, it's just knowing how far are you from yourself, from your ever-present peace and silence and love and soundless truth. How far are you? Just the sound of desire. And you are there within which this sound is coming up. And within you, it's disappearing. From within you, it's appearing. And from within you, it's disappearing. You are ever present now, which means your peace is ever present. You don't have to go anywhere to look for your peace. Just step back, relax, attention back into you. And you are that peace, that love. And in your silence, the mind will sink into the heart of the soul and God. There's nowhere to go.
Okay, so now one thing which I realized literally, it was hard for me just because before what I was thinking, as I started meditation, what I was thinking, everything will be disappear, all the thoughts, all the feelings, all. But now I'm
Everything
giving
will
big
come
yes.
more out.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the reason I was feeling, oh, what is this happening to me? Now I
Yeah.
just want more. And now what I realize is that big yes to all of your thought,
Oh,
all of your feelings. And I
very.
know it is completely okay in this case that this case had lots of story, lots of thought. That is interesting. That makes me interesting now. Okay.
Mhm. That is an
Yes.
interesting story in your mind, but know your truth beyond the story in your mind, and then it's okay to interact with the story.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is the practice now I'm going to do completely. First of all, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't do.
That's
And when
okay.
I do,
That's perfectly normal.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I have to make attention that I should be always in attention mode only.
See, the thing is, you are always, your mind will not always be.
Yes,
Okay, let's be realistic. Mind won't always be, but you are always that. That truth you need to know. Yeah, big difference. Because mind says, oh, now I will never get lost in my thoughts. Now
Yes.
I will just always be on my toes and never ever fall. Mind will play these things. Don't worry.
When the second mind get fall, uh, then the guilt start.
Yeah, mind will fall.
Yes, big
Know
yes
that.
to it.
Know that. The one who's observing the falling mind is the pillar that you and Baba are. For that mind that is learning to walk towards yourself. For the mind and the body that is learning to realign into your truth. So know your truth before and beyond the mind. You're not the changing states and the moods of the mind and the body. Yeah? More you know that truth, then you won't mind the mind. Yeah? Yeah. That is extremely important. So Baba said today that, and beautiful thing Baba said today, that it is when you become corporeal, souls are first incorporeal, and then they become corporeal. It is when they become corporeal by entering bodies that their paths are enacted. There are no parts in the incorporeal world, just as actors don't have to play a part when they are at home. They play their parts when they are on a stage. What is the stage for the soul? Body. Not just this physical world. Body is also a stage for the soul. And costumes are your thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories. These are your costumes. Yeah. And the collective stage is this one physical world. But body is the individual stage of the soul. Yeah. So Baba said that similarly, souls too come here and play their parts through their bodies. Please listen to this. It all depends on each one's part. There is no difference in souls. There is no difference in souls. Just as the soul of me, soul of Brahma Baba, soul of Mamma, soul of Dadis, soul of Shantanu, soul of Anshu, Nikhil, Renu, Sandhya, all the same. No difference. Which means we are ever-present peace, ever-present love. Whether you recognize it or not, this fact won't change. That you are that ever-present peace, and I am ever-present peace, and we are sharing our truth with each other. We don't have to go somewhere to experience our ever-present peace. Yeah, our mind may give us an image of some red and golden light and whatever it is. The mind may give an image. But you are the one even observing that image. Once you know that, because if you get caught up in the image, you become a form. So formless being has become limited once again. If you become a word, you have become a form. And all these emotions and images play on the stage of the body. Does that make sense? And guess what? Have you ever seen I'm sure you all have seen a kind of a Broadway show, and where you see how the stage moves and it changes, different scenes appear and different setup appears. The stage moves, right? This is a moving stage, mobile stage. Different emotions and different feelings give a different scenario. And the soul is experiencing
Your
everything.
hand is raised. Mr. Rini, your hand is raised. I don't know.
Oh, it keeps
And,
raising
and I was
because
wondering, I didn't, infringe because I felt it was kind of a blessing of Baba. I said, let it be. But I said, chalo, let me remind you. It will be also. Very,
it's
last,
because I move my
maybe.
hand. So it's like my body and mind both are talking. Both are being used to talk. Yeah. But does that make sense? Yeah. And number-wise, we are only in our recognition. To what extent have I really recognized this truth that I have never gone anywhere? I'm always here and I'm always now, which means my peace can never disappear. My love can never disappear. My truth can never disappear. I'm always, when you go from one activity to the other, how does it matter? You, the peace is moving from one activity to the other. Now, state of mind and state of body can be different, and that's okay. That's fine. But I'm that peaceful sky, and I can see a stormy night one time, and I can see very clear blue sky that I am one day, and one day it could be a very thin, cloudy day, and one day it could be just a lightning and thundering day. It doesn't matter. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. But your true nature of you has not changed. So we are not here doing 1 minute, 2 minutes. We are really seeing our truth, that even if I'm not feeling it as my mind who's not feeling it, have I disappeared? No. Give this thought to the mind. Baba gives this thought to the mind. You don't. Baba gives it. Have you disappeared? I am. Just I am ever present. And then you will see this thought is pointing at your silent truth. This thought and words is not you. You are not creating this thought and words. These words are not you. These are thorns that Baba is using to take out the thorn of other words and thoughts that you have identified yourself with. Right? Otherwise, we become so constrained. Oh, just stick to one thought, and then I am this thought, I am this thought, I am this thought, I am this thought. You've taken a form. Formless being has worn a costume of a thought, of a word. A soundless being has become a sound, a form of a sound, a form of a word. But seeing that thought as a pointer towards your truth, which is silent, no problem. It's a great pointer. It cannot be you, but cannot be you. That's why Baba is saying that there's no difference in souls, just as there are the souls. And then later, I don't want to miss those lines. Just as you souls, you play your parts through your bodies, so that soul too speaks through a body. So there are the versions spoken by that soul, but it doesn't seem right to say versions of the soul. The soul is in the stage of retirement, beyond sound, and he would only speak through a body. Beautiful. Soul, and Baba said, it is only souls that reside beyond sound. It is only the soul that can be beyond sound. Right? So as long as you have the body, thoughts will be there in the mind. We are not trying to get rid of the thoughts. We are not trying to get rid of the experience of the body either. But we are seeing the body and the mind getting realigned with my truth, which is beyond sound. In experience, in everyday experience, how do you see it? How do you see it in everyday experience? You're walking, you're moving, you're interacting, you're sitting, you're dancing, you are, what do you call, working, you are singing, I don't know, whatever you may be doing. You are the one beyond all activities, beyond all relationships, beyond all the sound in your mind, beyond all the thoughts, all the movement of your body. You are that ever-present being which is making all of this possible. All these experiences are possible because of who you are. That these experiences are possible. Right now, I'm speaking. I can see subtle feelings also coming up in my mind, and I can see subtle thoughts also coming up in my mind, right? And I can even experience those feelings and thoughts in my body, right? And it's not like that our mind will have the same like and the same liking for all the other soul's parts. It doesn't mean that because I love the soul behind Donald Trump and soul behind Brahma Baba the same, doesn't mean that I will agree with Donald Trump all the time. Does that make sense? It just means that I, the being, am aware of my truth as that silent presence. And then I'm aware of my thoughts, which may have a certain agreement, disagreement. You have absolute right, because we are not, our mind is not disagreeing with the soul. Our mind is just disagreeing with the thoughts and the feelings that character part may be made of. So it doesn't mean that we are always agreeing with each other. Oh, I love you because, and that's, I will always agree with you. That's not what love is. That's not what love is. I may not always agree with you. We can agree to disagree, but my love for you will never be diminished. Because we share the same peace that we are. We share the same love that we are. Right? Yes, Jyoti?
Didi, we have come to know that we are thoughtless being and we are came in this world. I thought it is very easy now. We will be with Baba and us, our true self, every time. But now we are finding it challenging that this mind who is in script na, is giving one challenges or one new drama, and the subtle layers are very much coming out. And
Yeah.
it's showing that this is in you.
Yeah, beautiful. That is why we must always start meditation with the right perspective. Meditation means you will see all the ghosts.
And I thought it is very easy, and I have become complete, and portion is also completed. I was
You are
with
complete.
joy.
You are complete. Complete means what? Nothing can be taken away from you and nothing can be added to you. You are your irreducible self. That truth will not change. The irreducible self will not
But
change.
these subtle layers are coming out, and it is not merging in the.
Why does it need to merge?
the mind, the separate identity also wants to merge now, but it is
We are
not completely
our
merging.
minds are, you're not the only one. Our minds are so conditioned to get rid of unpleasant experiences. So conditioned. Doesn't want to have unpleasant experiences, just wants to run after pleasant experiences. You're not the
Didi,
only
when I hear all these experiences, I could so relate that all experiences are also same. Like Baba says, the souls are same. I feel the experiences are also so same. I mean, I could see everyone, has the same. When will they go? How much practice more? When
Yeah,
will that state will come where you are?
exactly.
Smiling. Everybody on the screen is smiling.
Because everybody wants to get rid of unpleasant experiences, and that is the cause of suffering. You know, somebody, I don't know if Nina is here today. She was sharing so beautifully. I don't know if Nina, you're there. Nina Ghai. Is it Nina Ghai? I don't know. But she was sharing. Yeah. Nina, would you want to share?
Yes, baby. My voice is clear.
No, voice is not clear. Take the headphones off.
Is clear now?
Much clearer. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Yes, Didi. Today first time Baba realized me, like I see feelings come so much, thought is coming in my mind, and so much everything is coming, which I always say no. I always stop them. I say I don't want it. But this time I don't stop it. I just see it, observe it, accept them. And with Baba, I say, Baba, they are coming, they are coming, and you see, and I see literally, they are not affect me. I just I feel affectless. And the situation, circumstance is came in my life before. I always don't like to, I always say, just go, go, go. I don't want it. Now, this time, same conditions, circumstance come, but I accept them and they don't affect me with Baba. And I feel like in real, I feel myself. I see it. Those are different world, and that is a different world. I'm in the world of peace. That world is just so much dancing, as you show in the ghost. Same thing.
Mhm.
Same thing. The ghost is here and there, like a dancing. Like a, I feel like
You can
the
share in Hindi also, Nina. It's okay if you feel more comfortable in that language.
yes. तो मुझे ना ऐसा लग रहा था कि बहुत कुछ हो रहा है, लेकिन उसमें भी मैं स्थिर हूँ। मैं आत्मा स्थिर हूँ। मुझे डर, बस इस डर की भी फीलिंग आ रही थी, हर फीलिंग आ रही थी, लेकिन सब जो भी आत्म संस्कार वो सब मेरे सामने भी थे, उनको देखकर भी फीलिंग आ रही थी, लेकिन उनमें भी मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है कि जैसे मैं स्थिर हूँ, अंगत समान हूँ, और वो भी मुझे डरा नहीं रही थी। बाबा के साथ वो मैंने जस्ट उनको ऑब्जर्व किया और जैसे आई और चली गई। मतलब ऐसा लगा बाबा ने कहा है कि जो आ रही है विदाई लेने के लिए आ रही है और जा रही है, ऐसे आती है और जा रही है। आज सारा दिन अंतर्मुखता की जो प्रैक्टिकल आप कहते हो ना कि क्या मौजों का युग है, मैं अंतर्मुख रहती हूँ, तो आज तक सुनती थी, आज फर्स्ट टाइम ऑल डे राइट अंटिल नाउ आई फील दैट वे। मतलब इसने इस पार्ट का जो बाबा कहते हैं ना समय अनुसार खुलता, वो चीज खुली दीदी आज फील दैट वे।
And just to give this background, Nina has been struggling with this for some time, but she would not give up. Yeah, as Nina
Yes.
has been struggling, but give up nahi kiya usne. She kept, but every now and then she would call and she would ask and she would say, is this the right direction? How do I be more introspective? A lot of interest, a lot of love for being introspective.
जी जी
Yeah. And then it's like, how do you see your mind and your feelings and thoughts separate from you? How is that even possible? She would be like this.
हमेशा यही पूछा करती थी, लेकिन आज तक समझ नहीं लगा दीदी, बिल्कुल नहीं लगा था। लेकिन आज फर्स्ट टाइम फील लाइक आई सी आई वाचिंग ए मूवी इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी। ऐसा लग रहा था कि कुछ चल रहा है, लेकिन मैं बहुत साइलेंस में और बाबा के साथ अनदर वर्ल्ड में हूँ। फील लाइक अनदर वर्ल्ड एंड सम थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी।
Yeah. And then she was sharing, when she was sharing that all these worlds are within me, I realized now.
ऐसा लगा कि मेरे से निकल कर जा रहे हैं, मेरे से ही वापस आ रहे हैं।
Yeah.
ऐसे।
So you begin to really see that this world of thoughts and images is something within you, but it's kind of can never define you. It's made up of you, right? And being detached from them, you can really start seeing your undisturbable peace and truth. And you're not in conflict with these feelings. You're not trying to get rid of them. You're not trying to have more pleasant experiences and get rid of unpleasant experiences. Never. That is not the nature of the being.
दीदी आज तो जे भी महसूस हो रहा, मत ये कंटिन्यूली आते हैं, बिल्कुल नहीं हटते, आते रहते सिर्फ एक चीज आपके द्वारा, मतलब बाबा ने जो आपके द्वारा इसको लर्न हुई है कि वो देख रही है कि जे भी आ रहा है, जे और रियली फीलिंग होती है कि जैसे कि आपको निचोड़ रहे हैं, खींच रहे की बहुत पुलिंग होती है। तो उसमें स्थिर रहकर देखा कि क्या क्या अंदर छुपा हुआ है जो बाहर आ रहा है, ऐसे करके। सो थैंक यू दीदी आपको, थैंक यू बाबा।
Thank you, Babaka. So that's why it's very, very important to understand कि those who stop looking for pleasant experiences, they have started meditating. Yeah, they have really understood and started meditating.
पहले योग के लिए ना बैठती थी, लेकिन अब रियली में पता लगा कि योग एक्चुअली जब बाबा के साथ होता है ना, एवरीथिंग नजर आता है कि क्या हो रहा है, तुम्हारे मन में जे फीलिंग आ रही है, अब जे फीलिंग आ रही है, अब जे हो रहा है। लेकिन बाबा के साथ बैठकर ही वो सब कुछ नजर आता है। अदरवाइज फिर हम उसमें उलझ जाते कि जे भी हटे, जे भी चला जाए, वो भी चला जाए, फिर ऐसे प्ले करते हैं उसमें, फिर जल्द बहुत फंसते हैं। इसने तो बहुत डायरियां फिल की है। मैंने तो मैं मास्टर सर्वशक्तिमान हूँ, लेकिन कई बार सोचती थी इतनी डायरियां फिल करने के बाद भी मुझ में वो शक्ति क्यों नहीं आ रही। तो वो आनी भी नहीं थी, बिकॉज तो वो तो राइटिंग थी ना दीदी, उसमें तो कुछ नहीं था, लेकिन प्रैक्टिकल
अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं थी पीछे। हाँ,
हाँ नहीं थी
है ना?
तो
And that
थैंक्स
is
टू पापा।
so that is why it's very important to know the truth of who you are in love. When you say you're a being of love, what does that even mean? What are you discriminating? A being of love discriminates. A being of love looks for pleasant experiences and hates unpleasant experiences, wants to get rid of them. What does love mean to you?
Acceptance.
Total allowance, total acceptance. Yeah. And then from that, you will see there's no sense of separation between you and me. Then when I'm communicating with you, I'm communicating with someone who's just like me, like Baba. Yeah, love for everything and love for every soul will naturally come. It will not come from a mental commentary. It will come from this deep knowing and understanding that I'm okay with ghosts and I'm okay with angels within me. कांटों से भी फूलों से भी ज्यादा प्यार है. Very good. Thank you for reminding. बाबा ने एक मुरली में कहा था, कांटों से भी प्यार है तो फूलों से भी प्यार है. Yeah, there'll be no room for lies. There will be no room for hiding and manipulating. There won't be room for any of that. You know? We'll finish it here. But that's the beauty of Baba's knowledge. Yeah? And Baba's love. That it helps us see our truth completely impartially to any experience that we may have. So that is why you can know the continuity of who you are behind and before all the temporary feelings and sensations which are feeling very real as an experience. You will know your unchanging, continuous truth. You have no gaps. You cannot be experienced in gaps. Yes, mind can have an experience of you in gaps. Mind and body can experience your truth in gaps. But you are not in gaps. You don't exist in gaps. You are continuous peace behind the mind and the body's experiences and before. Om Shanti.